Live from Orlando, 2K Sports proudly brings you the Magic at Amway Center. Looking at Boston, they took a win in their last game against the Lakers in Los Angeles. It was just a textbook performance. That game was all theirs. Once they got it going, it was full speed ahead.
They just looked stable pretty much from the get-go, guys. I mean, sometimes you'll see some inconsistencies come up in a road game that you don't see at home, but not the case in that one.
Tremendous balance on display, Greg. I mean, when you look at who was carrying the scoring load, making assists, playing unselfishly, I mean, they had it all working, and that led to the nice road win.
So let's take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Turner is out there with Freak, and it's Olynyk in at the center position. That's good.
A lot of space right there to get that. That shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Gordon with a screen on Thomas. Pick by Vucevic. Payton kicks to Vucevic, and he gets it to go.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Feeds to Freak. This one for three. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. And it's 6 points for Freak.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Down low, here's Gordon, and there's a nice one-handed slam.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. The Magic head coach and I had a chance to talk just for a bit. He knows they've struggled to get a win against this team, 0-2 so far this season. And he said, they're really a difficult team to defend. They have guys who can flat out score. So we've just got to individually and collectively embrace the challenge of forcing them into an off night. Kevin, let's see if they've got what it takes.
Great, thank you, Doris. So a little bit worried about containing the opposing offense today.
Well, there's a lot to be worried about. I mean, they're not an easy opponent to face because of that offense.
That's exactly right. I mean, they have to be on their game defensively if they're going to keep pace in this one.
The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Thomas dishes to Freak. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
And the defense is in disbelief here. Triple after triple.
When that happens, you simply just hope they start cooling off.
Now here's Payton. 11 points for him in that last game against New York.
And also defensively, he was really aggressive. I mean, matter of fact, he had 4 steals over the course of that game.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see them operating a lot of their offense from the interior today.
And that one's good. Freak.
Wow, what a special performance this guy's putting on from long range.
Well, that has been his shot today. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Now here's Payton. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. And it's Vucevic missing. Boston leading by 9. Bradley drives in. He feeds it to Freak. The baseline J. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Freak's got 20.
He couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
I think the offensive game plan they came in with was right on point. It's worked perfectly, and the lead they already have is proof in the pudding.
Vucevic's screen on Thomas. Payton drives in. Olynyk with the steal. Here's Bradley. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
Fans, get ready for your magic answers.
Some great shooters here. Let's check out the league leaders. Freak number 1.
He is a finisher, plain and simple. That field goal percentage just absolutely jumps out at you.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Jennings with the ball. 9 points last game out. Five on the clock. Looking to end the run. That one wide left. For the Orlando Magic, they come into this one following a loss to the Knicks in New York.
And it wasn't just about the bad shooting. It was really more so about the bad offense. They just didn't execute well. The screens weren't there. The spacing was poor, and thusly the defeat.
Well, you've laid out a couple of the details that lead to good offense, or bad if you don't execute them. Shooting is just a byproduct of not screening well and not moving the ball or players well. They didn't execute anything on the offensive end.
And the Celtics with possession here after the Magic pick up 2. Jennings with the steal. .119 left in the first quarter. They set the pick. Pass to Nicholson. The shot's good. Jennings making the play. Nicholson's got his second bucket of the night.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And that one's good. Freak.
Hard to believe you could have this kind of a flow. Unbelievable.
Talk about putting up points in a hurry. He can't miss right now.
And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Oh, an illegal screen there. One of the toughest calls for an official to make.
And it is one of the toughest calls, but most of the time they do a good job with it. And you have to appreciate how officials get that one right more times than not.
Weber, he's checked in for Orlando. Rozier, he's checked in for Boston. And stolen by Jennings. It's deflected. Now Crowder. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Freak passes to Bradley. And there's the feed to Freak. Good. He's now got 10 of 10 from the field.
And a huge lead here early to start.
Boy, you know, right from the tip, there's not anything they haven't done well so far.
Up top, Jennings. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game. And stolen by Zeller. Here's Rozier. And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Celtics lead by 16.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And we return to the second quarter, and no Jay Latina. Specialized jerseys on display. Welcome back, everyone. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Celtics.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the floor for Boston, Mark, he's in at the 4 spot. Rozier's out there with Turner. Then it's Johnson, and it's Crowder in at the 3 slot. Wasted no time on that one. Payton's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Magic. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Lakers just played phenomenal. He finished with 69 points, and he got there with his usual way. Just an impressive barrage of threes. Numbers like that make you anxious to see what he can do next time out.
All right, Doris, thanks so much for the report. You had to just marvel, guys, at what he was able to do that night, didn't you?
You know what? It was the game of basketball being played at its highest level. No question who their MVP was in that win.
No question whatsoever, Greg. I mean, that's a performance he and his fans will remember for a long, long time.
And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Well, I tell you what, when you get this kind of effort and efficiency from him, they're a really hard team to beat.
Victor Oladipo, he's checked in for Weber. And the Celtics also making a change. Isaiah Thomas is checked in for Jay Crowder.
Fans, get ready for your Magic Answers.
And a chance here to look at the numbers for Payton. He's averaging 6 points a game, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. And those numbers, solid, spectacular, and sometimes what you see is what you get.
He certainly knows his role, and he gives you some good minutes. That's really all you can expect from him at this point.
Now here's Payton. There's a screen. Outside Gordon. The rebound by the Celtics. Their last encounter was in Boston.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, they just didn't have an answer for anything they threw at him.
How about the range on that jump shot? I love seeing this guy when he's in form.
Pick by Vucevic. And Oladipo, here we go. And Vucevic with the basket on the assist by Oladipo. 7 points for Vucevic.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
And a wide open look for Freak. Here's Johnson. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. While we have a chance, here are the NBA's assist leaders for the second half of the season. Isaiah Thomas is second.
Well, since that break, he's really been effective at getting the ball to his teammates. He's been creative, he's been very demonstrative, and he's been determined and deliberate. And I think the team has been more involved and energized because of it.
And both free throws good for Johnson. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. And here is Payton. There's the pick. Dishes to Vucevic. The 15-footer. Here's Gordon. Second chance shot. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Orlando shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
You know, the numbers from the line, guys, are close to where they were last year. But just a tad worse, so not too bad.
Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Boston. Celtics leading by 22. Thomas kicks to Freak. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. Freak's got 38 points.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
And the basket by Gordon. Now here's Thomas. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. He dishes it to Freak. Hits it from three-point range.
All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force of this run.
And the points are starting to add up in a hurry, especially when you're giving up those looks from deep.
Now, here's Oladipo. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against New York. Turner against Rogers. Here's Mark. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been three-pointers.
And clearly it's about how poorly the defense has played. They've got to close out faster.
Thomas against Payton. Takes it from 10. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. 9 points for Vucevic.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Payton outside. It's Oladipo on the wing. Pass to Vucevic. Orlando moving the ball around. He kicks it to Payton. 5 to shoot. Passes it to Rogers. The Magic need to get a shot off here. Shot's good. And it's 9 points for Aaron Gordon.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would have the lead.
Thomas kicks to Freak. For the 3. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Thomas got 6 assists in the game.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing them. 4 of the last 5 makes coming from long range.
Fans, get ready for your Magic Answers.
Stretching back to the break, here's how the Celtics have performed. First in assists, first in field goal percentage, and they're also #1 in three-point shooting. This is a team that loves to cast up shots from behind the arc.
And how about that assist rate? Great chemistry offensively, playing with one mind, if you will, all on the same page. That's special basketball we're witnessing here tonight.
And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Mickey's checked in for free. Orlando shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here. And through one half, it hasn't even been close. It's the Celtics opening up a huge gap. 2K Sports, back in a moment from the Amway Center.
Okay, guys, tremendous work in the first half. These fans haven't had a thing to cheer about. Let's talk about how to keep it going. At the offensive end of the floor, it's been a very intelligent display. We're hitting our shots because we're only taking smart shots, and that's the way we want to do it. Now I'll give credit where credit is due. We've taken very good care of the basketball. Turnovers were scarce, and we need to keep it that way. And let's start every possession this half by looking to trigger the fast break. Less bodies on the defensive glass and more guys headed up the court looking for the outlet pass. All right, guys, let's get out there and play a good second half.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. You look at Freak in this game, he has been everywhere.
And the threes, they just drop for him consistently. He was in a zone in that first half.
I'll say, I mean, this couldn't have been a more productive day for him from long range so far.
Celtics leading by 22. Gordon and Vucevic together in the post. Payton and Oladipo, the explosive backcourt pair. And it's Rodgers in at the small forward position. That's who's out there for Orlando. The Celtics have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Guys, that says a lot about the poise of this team. I mean, they've been so calm, cool, and consistent at the stripe this year. I mean, that's impressive.
Now here's Payton. Picked by Vucevic. Payton drives in. Down low.
That's a wall.
Another shot. And it's Gordon missing.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And here is Payton following the three-pointer by Freak. Payton kicks to Vucevic. Now the pass to Oladipo. Picked by Vucevic. And Oladipo, here we go. Back to Vucevic. Olynyk with the steal. And Turner with a clear path to the rack. Oh!
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And, Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. Here's Oladipo following the bucket by the Celtics to stop the run. And he comes off the screen and slams it through.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Perfectly designed and perfectly executed.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
Yeah, and Greg, you know, the only way that's going to turn around defensively is by stopping the outside shot, not getting into a shootout. They're not going to out-shoot out this team. Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
Here's Payton following the basket by Freak. Payton kicks to Vucevic. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
For Orlando, they have shot 5 of 6 at the foul line tonight.
Nikola Vucevic.
He's off on the first. Johnson, he's checked in for the Celtics. He hits the second from the line. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Thomas dishes to Freak. Back to Thomas. 6 to shoot. Inside. The shot by Johnson, no good. The Magic have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. Gordon inside. Turner covering. That's good. And 11 points for Aaron Gordon. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Outside Bradley. Kicks it to Freak. Can't hit. And Orlando the other way now.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range. And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Heads up action there. Reading the play and then beating him to the spot. Well done.
And the Celtics making a change here. Crowder's checked in. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Thomas passes to Freak. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. Thomas got 9 assists in the game. Great passing.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
For Orlando, they have shot 75% at the stripe, 6 of 8. And he makes the first. Orlando making some changes. Kazanya, he's checked in for Gordon. Weber comes in for Oladipo. And it's Jennings in for Elfrid Payton. Boston also with the sub. Rozier's checked in. And both free throws good for Vucevic. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Rozier the pass to Crowder. The dish to Freak. Vucevic with the block. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Vucevic. Nicholson's checked in for the Magic. Here's Mark.
Oh! That athletic.
Yeah. That's not as easy as he made it look, guys. You've got to have some skills to pull that baby off.
Well, he's got plenty of those skills necessary.
And you know what?
Man.
That man can climb a ladder.
Jennings with the bucket.
Oof, that is a tough shot.
Feeds it to Crowder. Pass to Freak. Dishes to Crowder. Johnson the screen. Crowder kicks to Freak. 11 feet away, and it's Boston with another.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
1:16 left in the third quarter. Nicholson with the bucket. Here's Rozier. Looking for his first basket still in this one. He feeds it to Crowder. He dishes it to Freak. Good.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Yeah, but they better rally soon because they've given up 3 straight buckets in the paint. Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Outside Bradley. Freak with it. Non-stop scoring machine here. And again, Boston with the triple.
He is just tearing it up this quarter. That lead's not going anywhere while he's this hot.
Here's Azania, defended by Crowder. To the paint. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Now here's Freak. He's covered closely. Nice ball movement by Boston. Crowder dishes to Freak. Oh, wow. He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
That could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I tell you what, that is the crowd pleaser of all crowd pleasers. I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
And as we conclude the third. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Magic shooting it up around 51%. They're getting. There's 1:54 left in the fourth quarter. Outside Jennings. Here's Marjanovic. And it's going to be 2 free throws through contact on the shot.
And you know what? Very close to a three-point play right there.
Yeah, he almost got that one down. I mean, those are the kind of aggressive plays coaches love to see.
Weber, he's checked in for Nicholson. He doesn't get the second one.
Not nearly as productive a trip to the line as he'd have liked. They need all their free throws to go down at this point.
Pass to Mickey. Here's Rozier. Here's Mark. Passes it to Ferguson. Just 5 to shoot. Boston needs to get off a shot. Puts one up from 19. Wallace misses.
He's yet to make an impact from the field, but his team is taking care of business.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Celtics.
Tonight, they did a great job of getting everyone involved. They had the good passing, and that led to some open shots.
Yeah, it's a fun way to play, and it's fun to watch, too.
And this has been a beautiful thing to watch this team all season long with a remarkable journey, including tonight. They'll have now won 70 on the year.
And they've really had a dominant run of games against this opponent this year. They played them 3 times and won every one.
Well, once they'd taken the first 2 from them, you could just sense how this one was going to go.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Freak. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Here's Jennings following the basket by Freak. Here's Weber. Hits the front of the rim and out. Now here's Freak. He's guarded by Jennings. Here's Mark. Oh! And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
That one will seal the deal there. They've exploded here at the end.
Boy, I love the serious killer instinct they've shown, finishing strong.
And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. A resounding victory for them.